No one acts with us. They show us what's in their heart. Why are we acting for these people? We shape positive experiences for them by changing who we are and how we express ourselves every day. And I think that's unhealthy. The robots gave him a new name because something about the Bobir is not recognized in their system or something like that. My cousin goes to me, so if they're acting with you and they're fake with you, why can't you be fake with them? And it's like, I ain't a fake ass bitch. If I change my behavior to make a living, how long am I going to be there? And does that make me like them? They change you for the worst.
Yeah.
So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Child the Most High. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about control, power dynamics, mental health, and AI. There's a light shining dead on in my face from the car reflection through the net curtains. So that's what you can see on here. But we're gonna work with it because it's giving 90s. It's giving 90s. As you can see, working towards better quality sound. I can't get it at the shot, but you know, it's an improvement. So again, so natural hair. I'm always trying to get my hair done for this video, guys, and it never seems to, my hair never seems to work out. So cousins were like, and my aunties were like, they love this hair, they love it. Because it was raining, I just thought, you know what, I can't be bothered to put my hair in a ponytail. It's too shrunken to stretch. And so I did some finger curls. This is third day hair. I think it's giving Naya now, it's giving Naya. This is what I like. I don't like crisp, perfect hairstyle. Sorry guys, I'm looking in the mirror. I was legit looking in the mirror and I was talking to you. I'm so rude, sorry. Guys, I want to show you a video I came across the other day. This is what has sparked this video. I was like, I have to do a video on this because it touches on everything that I talk about. Control, power dynamics, AI, the face, the voice, the body, black identity. We do this, we all do this. Don't you dare say that you don't. Some more than others. And I really want to discuss it. And most importantly, why we need to stop this.
It has been a good week.
I know. Yeah, it has been. All right, you take it.
Make sure you don't drink too much, okay?
Bye. Hey, hi, bye.
Oh, sorry. You didn't give me the file.
It's right here.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, you take it. Bye.
I don't think this is too dark now. I might lighten this. In order for us to take back our control and our power, we really have to take back control of our faces, our voices, and our bodies. You understand? Because nothing's going to change. It will start with the voice, it will start with the face, and it will start with the body. So yeah, why is it so hard for us to do? The workplace can be so draining for Black people. The interactions and the performance and the act of interacting with robots in the workplace. In order for me to go to my next level, I have to master this performance and learn this act. I never learned this act. Now, you know, at the beginning of my confidence building course, I've been looking for a new job. The job that I'm going into, introverts, woohoo, is sales again. As an introvert, that scared the shit out of me, but whatever, it's where I'm supposed to be. Cool. The thought of having to do this every day just makes me feel sick. It makes me feel so sick. It fills me with such dread. I called my friend up and I said to him, oh, do you remember when we were working in a hotel? You did this. He goes, actually, no, I'd never. He goes, I act the same with everyone. Which I find interesting because I still challenge him to say that he goes into an act, a performance. But some people are more aware of it and some people aren't. But yeah, I want to talk about this. How when we enter the workplace, we have to change our facial expressions. We have to modulate our voices. We have to change our body language just so we can make a living. You understand? Let me give you the definition of that, okay? So according to Cambridge, modulation is a change in style. For example, something such as your voice in order to achieve an effect or an expression. Modulating, to change something such as an action or a process to make it more suitable for its situation. So, based on that definition, to change something such as an action or a process to make it more suitable for its situation. As Black people, we are changing our we are modulating our voices, our faces, and our body expressions in the workplace to something that's more suitable, right? In the workplace. So, who is it more suitable for? And it's amazing how, like, we accept this because we need to make a living. This is not our country. However, it really is control. It really is a power dynamic. It really is a finesse. It really is a performance. It really is an act for many of us. And it depends on how black you are. If you're black and you've been working in the workplace for a long time, that's fine. You will have learned this. You won't necessarily like it, but you understand it's how you make a living. But there are some of you who, like me, who struggle to do this kind of thing because it's just not who we are. And you will suffer for it because it will reflect in how high you are able to climb and how much money you're able to make. You understand? I'm actually writing a book on this. It's called Surviving the White Workplace, The Act. Because I'm going to have to learn it and I'm going to teach you. But you know, I was thinking about it's like a game we play between us and the robots. You know, it's like non-verbal control and domination. It's non-verbal communication. And there's these rules that we all go by. We know what's acceptable, what tone to use, what tone's going to trigger them, what words are going to trigger them, what body expressions are going to trigger them. Certain smiles and facial expressions are going to trigger them in a negative or positive way. So you could almost say we control them. We do have some control in that sense. But it's like, well, why are we doing this then? You know, like, I just... Someone said to me, it's not an act, it's who you are. Don't see it as an act. For me, because that's not how I feel about the robots. That's an act. That's not me. I don't feel that. I would never go into the workplace and interact with anybody on the first day in such a warm way because I don't know you. So for me to go into that space and interact with you in such a warm way when you are cold to me day to day, that's an act. I have to act. Another thing about the act is that's really kind of annoying is that it has to be a good performance. It has to be authentic. Because when you modulate your facial expressions for the robots, right? They're scanning your face. They're scanning your face, your body, your voice, and they're trying to discern. They're trying to detect. Sorry, discerns for humans. Detect whether or not it is genuine. Does she genuinely like me? Is this a genuine smile? Is that a genuine tone? Is that a genuine accent? You know, yeah, there's a lot of distrust in them towards us. So when we do the performance, we have to be sincere. And that's the thing. Okay, I can probably do it for like at the checkout at the checkout in Tesco's, or for a 30-minute interview, or that's about it. A whole day at the workplace. Everything about that gives me anxiety. It gives me extra anxiety. I've been talking to so many people. I'm going to continue to do it, guys, but I'm literally going to do a book on this because I cannot be the only person who feels this way about interacting with robots. Something about it kind of bombed me. So I was asking people, you know, and since I've written this, which will be a part of my book called White Programming, right? I've come to my mindset's starting to shift. So I'm going to tell you what I've learned. It's a game. The interaction between them and us is a game. And the goal is to get money. Yeah? And there are rules. And the rules is all about us understanding how to navigate the robots and looking at their interface, being able to read and discern their moods and act accordingly. We are really shaping a really beautiful experience for the robots. Yeah? We shape positive experiences for them by changing who we are and how we express ourselves every day. And I think that's unhealthy. I think it's unhealthy. I remember I was, when I was pursuing filmmaking in London, there was a black male in the class. And we were talking about, you know, how we present ourselves at work. And he was the only black male director. And he was basically saying that his score was the highest than everyone else's, meaning we show two faces. You know, the face that we have to our family and that everyone else sees behind closed doors. Then there's the face that our co-workers, the robots, see at work. His score was very high in terms of how much he'd have to change his voice and body language and facial expressions. And the teacher, who was a black teacher teaching the course, the training for us filmmakers, was like, yours is way too high. If you continue in this way, you're gonna end up damaging your mental health, right? And he was like, exactly. Well, as a black man, he was like, I have to do that. I have to change the pitch of my voice. I have to change my body. I have to be more smiley because in the spaces that I never get as a black man, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to make a living. And it was funny how, it's kind of weird, I've never met a black person who would actually challenge that. She was kind of like, yeah, but you can't do that. Yes, but in this season right now, he does have to do that, because I was shocked that she was shocked that his would be so high. I knew his would be the highest. For him to even be the only black man in the room, he understands the game and the rules of the game. You understand? And it's like, in order for us to fulfill our goals and have success in this world, we have to go through robots, many robots. And it's to say, in this season of my life, in order for me to go higher and further than where I am now, I have to learn this game. I never learned the act. So if I can't learn the performance, I can't play the game. I'm learning the rules. My cousin was telling about some of the rules yesterday. I was like, the panther and me like, no. But what am I going to do? Stay here. I was speaking to a Pakistani man the other day. Hey, Bobir. And he was saying that the same thing happened to him when he was working and he left and he went to go work in an Asian store. And I said to him, do you understand that you can go leave with that robot environment, go work in your own people's store, but we don't own shit. So I don't have a choice. I have to go into those spaces and work. You guys can all work for each other and support each other in your own businesses. You understand? We don't have that. So he understood because he couldn't take it and he left. He was talking about how like they refused to pronounce his name. Very simple name, guys. I'll tell you his name. His name was Bobir. And they called him Bobby. They gave him a new name. The robots gave him a new name because something about the Bobir it's not recognized in their system or something like that. A little bit of disrespect as well. And just he was talking about how the robots don't love us in their heart. They don't love us with their heart. Let me give you a quote of what Bobir said. Because I tweeted it. And my other friend said, though, nothing they do is genuine. Everything is fake. My cousin goes to me. So if they're acting with you and they're fake with you, why can't you be fake with them? And it's like, I ain't a fake ass bitch. I'm not fake. And I have to look at my values and how I carry myself. And this is what I can't stand about being around robots. They change you. The robots always end up changing you for the negative. They change you for the worst. And you end up becoming ugly just like them. And that's what I don't like. It's to say, if I change my behavior to make a living, how long am I going to be there? And does that make me like them? And the longer I'm there, am I becoming more and more like them? It might start with voice and facial expressions, and then next thing you know, my clothes are changing and my way of thinking changing. I'm getting used to it. And then I become one of them. That is actually my fear. I don't want to become one of them. I don't like robots. Straight. I've never liked robots. I do believe I've been programmed to dislike robots, but at the same time, how can I like robots when they're so against me, when they've created systems to destroy me? Robots are abusive. So guys, I'm working on a book. I'm going to learn it for myself, and it's called The Act, Surviving the White Workplace. Now that's a working title, but if you are, especially black males, a lot of you don't work in those spaces, and it's for a reason, because everyone wants you to shrink. Everyone wants to shrink. Everyone just wants to know that feels safe around you. Everyone wants to feel comfortable around you. It's about them seeing their image in you. The more they can see their image in you, the more they can like you, the more they can warm to you, the more they can just loosen up. No, but this is what I'm saying to my cousin. This kind of bonds me. Like, I'm a panther. I'm resistant. I'm a rebel. I'm here to fuck up the system. I'm here to fuck it up. You understand? I'm a Jamaican, I'm an African. So before that comes, I'm really gonna have to do this. And I had to sit there and say, my cousin, like, it's just the way it is. Stop saying like it's just the way it is. We have to think about how we can get out from under their systems and change it so that we don't have to do this. I don't want my children to have to do what I'm doing right now. I want them to work in my company and carry on my legacy. Why are we thinking ahead? Why are we continuing to say, oh, this is how it is? No. This is how it is now, but this is not how it should be, and it's not how it has to be. I think we start thinking and speaking differently, like we are too, I told you, we accept too much bullshit in this country. There is no resistance in this country. There's no resistance to robotic behavior. Yeah, if we don't take back our voices, and our body language, we're going to be ruled by robots. You understand? We're going to be controlled by robots. What did Bobir say? Let me see. It was so beautiful. I had to tweet it. Follow me on Twitter, okay? Mash up my phone. Oh, I said to him, I was struggling with employment because even when I apply for jobs, the thought of having to live in this pissy ass area gives me anxiety to work around them. I don't want to work around robots, but I have to. The robots in Birmingham are much better than where I'm living. So Bobir said to me something that really hit me. I really appreciate him for that. You don't live in their world, you live in yours. You don't live in their world, you live in yours. And it just lit me because God was talking to me about worlds and inner world and mindset and peace and focus. You're right. We as black people do have this mindset that we live in their world. We don't. I recall that conversation every now and then, and it just helps me to stay focused on like the truth, you know, to not be so emotionally ruled and to see things for what they are. We don't live in their world, we live in ours. I live in my world, shape my world. You understand? We have been performing for robots for generations. We've learned these rules, we've learned the act, we've learned the performance, and we've been doing this, modulating our faces, our voices, our bodies for generations. For generations. And we teach each other, we give each other tips. I was getting tips all weekend from everyone on how to navigate the robots, and how to understand the robots, and how to respond to the robots, and how to deal with your mindset, how to change your mindset to interact with the robots. And in doing so, yes, we are getting through the day, but we're also keeping ourselves in this position, which is beneath the robots. I don't believe we're beneath robots. We cannot live in a world where we are controlled by robots. Flesh, black flesh. I don't believe that. Like, our ancestors knew what they were doing. We discern how they feel and we tiptoe accordingly, like a slave. And we're still doing it. And I'm thinking, nah, we gotta stop. We've got to stop. Like, when does this end? Like, when does it end, guys? You ever think, when am I going to stop doing this? Because I'm just entering it. Some of you have been doing this since you were 16. I don't think that's healthy. Doing it from when you were a youth. And that's why my mum was very adamant about me growing up in a black neighborhood, not in a robots neighborhood. Because if you grow up from very young in a robot neighborhood, that is going to affect your development and your self-image and your black identity and, you know, and how you see yourself, right? So I really appreciate my mother for not doing that, but she also didn't teach me how to navigate them, which I also thank her for that too. That's slavery, innit? Masters come, make sure masters come. It's like being a slave. Make sure it's like in the help, you know, in the help when she's teaching her kids how to take care of their houses and saying, make sure you use this cup, don't use their cup, and all this kind of. We pass the rules down to each other as a community, as a black community, and how to not offend them and how to stand their good side so that we can make a living and be in their good graces. You understand? I thank my mother for not. I do thank my mother for being a rebel, a panther, and passing it on to me. I do thank you, mom. Because unfortunately now I'm sitting here as an adult having to figure it out. It's also to say that I am free in the sense that I'm unbridled, and I'm gonna have to learn this, and I'm gonna document the process of being in these white spaces and how it's gonna feel emotionally, because all day. And it's the whole lunch thing as well. When they want to know what you've brought in for lunch all the time. That's annoying, man. I'm thinking of lighting this camera, but they always want to know what you're eating. Why? Like, I'm going to tell you, like, at the end of the day, yeah, I was waiting at the bus stop and it's on a hill. Yeah, I'm wearing straight on foot in summertime. I do that. The robot comes up the hill in like workout gear. There's this whole quick interaction. Oh, it's so hot. Oh my God, I'm so tired of walking up that hill. Because I feel like when the robots interact with us, they don't genuinely want conversation or connection. It's just a sounding board. They want something to sound off on, someone to repeat what they've said, someone to agree with them, someone to affirm their experience. Yes, it's too hot. Oh my God, yeah, it's so hot. I can't believe, and you can't go on too long. There are rules to this. You must agree to in a certain way with certain sounds, and you must keep it under a certain time period. Yeah, only a couple seconds. I didn't say shit. So I'm becoming more aware that they do that. Yeah, so I brightened it a bit. Hope you don't mind. So I'm starting to become aware of this interaction that we have with them, and how often we engage in this day-to-day affirming of their experiences in their world, and they do it through like complaining a lot as well. This came from Lidl, and I saw two robots bonding. One was the sales assistant, the cashier, and the lady who was at the till, but I think she might have worked there previously. And let's complain. Oh, we're overstaffed, are they? Someone's in the back of the store, something, so we're understaffed, and we're understaffed at ours as well. You know, why they could put it, and it's just this complaining together to connect, and that's how they connect. It's always a whinge. The robots love to whinge. That's literally how they connect with other people. So they do with us as well. But we're not robots, so we don't really complain in the same way about the same things. The same things don't really bother us. So then it becomes a what? An act. And then you're supposed to agree. What else? I'm trying to think what else has happened. What is it about them being so dependent on us, black people, to shape their world and create their world, shape their world, and create such a positive daily experience and such positive daily interactions wherever they go? That is not our experience. Our experience is binary opposite. Binary opposite. No one acts with us. They show us what's in their heart. Why are we acting for these people? How long is this going to go on for? We can't keep doing this, guys. Like, when is it going to stop? The act. Why do they get to live in such a beautiful world? Everyone must mirror back their image and repeat back their words and affirm their experiences. When are we going to stop and demand that people do that for us? They can barely even modulate an authentic smile towards black people. It's very hard for them. Initially, I thought it was because they don't have much lips. But I do think it's a matter of the heart. The smile's not authentic because there's no love in their heart for us. You understand? Robots struggle to express emotions and show any compassion towards the black people, black race. That's something that I've noticed. So my question again, who is controlling who? Who is controlling who? Who's controlling who? Are we controlling the robots, or are the robots controlling us? Or is it a bit of both? But who has the upper hand? The robots, right? We need to flip that. We need to flip that because we've got to think about how much longer is this act, is this performance going to go on? Because I think we need to start really taking control of our facial expressions, or nothing's going to change. It's going to be very subtle things. The initial take back of control in this country, within this community, is going to be very subtle. It's not going to be anything obvious. It's going to be the voice, the face, and the body. Yeah. I want to show you guys something I came across. It's called Morphecast. So Morphecast is described as a facial recognition AI provider, okay? The copy says, facial emotion recognition AI provider. We deliver client-side AI solutions to analyze facial expressions, improving digital experiences for a data-driven, empathetic approach. Yeah? Analyzing facial expressions, improving digital experiences through an empathetic approach. Isn't that what we're doing? We, as black people, listen, we analyze their facial expressions and improve their experience through an empathetic approach. So we show more emotion and we modulate our emotions, our tone of voice, our facial expressions, our body language, so that they can have a better experience, live a better experience, and have a better life as a result. What are we doing? If the copy is amazing, I don't know who wrote this, probably AI. I love it. Listen, quite brainwashing. Imagine a digital interface that adapts to you. That's what we do. We adapt our face, our interface to the robots. We take emotional data based on the robot's facial expression and we respond accordingly, providing them with a tailored experience. So that's why they're always living a better life than everybody else. That's why they can go wherever they want around the world and be received in every culture with a warm welcome. And we are shunned. And we can't even get hotels in friggin' India. Can't even get Airbnbs. But they're welcomed in every corner of the world. Because everyone's playing this game. Whether you realize or not, we're all playing this game. And it's with our faces, our voices, and our bodies. And we're providing them with a tailored experience. An experience that's better than any other robot. Like, it's sad. It's like Bobir said, you don't live in their world, you live in yours, right? Okay. But we shape their world more than we realise. We think they shape our world. They always, no. We shape their world more than we realise. We control their emotions. We're so focused on the appearance of the AI, how the system is programmed, its beliefs, its values, where it operates from. And that's the thing about their systems as well. They're bullshit, they're corrupt, they will waste your time, put you through all their systems, especially their complaint system, just for nothing to happen. So they'll be playing games with you within their own systems. I have our piece called the games they play. I'll link that. It's like, what are we doing? So now the issue with AI now is that they're analysing you. So in real life, offline, we analyse them and modulate our face, our voice, our body to improve their experience. Now, online, their facial emotion recognition AI is analysing us and trying to give us a good user experience. What is this game? What is this? What is their agenda? What is their agenda? I don't think it's not that deep. Yes, it is. Why are they programming the robots, the AI, to do these things? They're very aware of what we do. The game they're playing with us, the power dynamic at play between us. They're very aware of it. Because they're programming their system to do the very same thing that we do. Why? It's about control. They're controlling us now. Except they didn't have to do it. They made a robot to do it. They made a bot to do it. AI. We had to do it in real life, but when they do it back to us, they make a robot do it. Can you not catch how deep this is? If you can't hear this, guys, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. It sounds like they depend on us greatly to shape their experience. So the question is, what would happen if black people stopped doing this? If we stop modulating our faces, our voices, and our bodies, what would happen if we stop doing it all overnight? What would happen? You tell me in the comments. What do you think would happen? And this is why the workplace is such a draining place. Don't say for everyone, please stop saying that. It's for BAME, yes, and especially for black people. It's a very draining environment. Some of you are at it all fucking day. You're at it all fucking day. You've lost yourself in it. Who are you? Do you even know? You've lost yourself in that communication, and that is my worry about going into these spaces. I do not want to lose myself now. And my cousin's like, don't worry, you ain't gonna do that because I know who I am. It's the fact that I even have to mirror, because it is mirroring. I'd rather go into organized crime, to be honest. I mean, if I was a Christian, I would actually go into organized crime for real. I'm being serious. If I wasn't child of the Most High, I would go into full-blown organized crime, giving strategy and coordinating. That's my skill set. Strategy and coordination. Anyway, do you know all those movies that we used to grow up with about robots controlling the people in society? That's where we are right now in society, except our robots are made of flesh and blood, but they're emotionally dead towards us. Isn't that funny? Like, the AI is here. I'm going to tell you some traits and characteristics of a robot so you can actually identify if the people before you are robots, okay? So, based on my notes, robots lack consciousness, robots lack emotion, robots lack self-awareness, robots lack creativity, robots lack intuition, robots lack an internal sense of rhythm, robots lack morality and ethics, robots lack empathy and emotional understanding. That's how you know if the person's a robot. Listen, thank me later. The AI that they're programming and creating is only going to be as great as the people who programmed it. You understand? The AI is not important. It's about who's programming the AI. Robots are not attuned to black feelings, and they never have been. Yeah, they've never had to be. Robots have never had to consider black feelings, black emotions, and process black experiences. If you are someone who's around a lot of robots and has a lot of robots in your life, have a think about the dynamic at play with robots, like the power play, like who's really in control. I know you're saying, oh, I've got a lot of relationships with robots and everything's fine. Okay, do you modulate your face, your voice, and your body expression for them on a daily basis? Are you aware of their thoughts and feelings all the time? Are you always trying to read them or understand how they feel? Are you picking and selecting certain words and phrases and tones of voices? Okay, then there's a high chance that they're in control of the relationship. They're the head of the relationship and you're not. How can you tell? Stop doing it. If you stop doing it and you truly say you have a great relationship with robots, then your relationship shouldn't suffer. Everything should remain the same. If there is this power dynamic at play, which I do believe there is, because there always is, because humans and robots are opposites, right? Then when you stop doing it, it's going to be an issue. Are you afraid to stop doing it? You are, because you know it's going to cause issues. They're going to start kicking off. It's the behavior that a lot of them are not aware that they do. It's just a way they've been functioning for generations and years, and all this picked up from each other, and they all do it, and no one's ever spoken on it except for me. I'm going to be writing a book on this. If you're interested in programming and behavior, the power dynamics at play within the workplace as a black person and how that affects your identity, make sure you join my mailing list so you can pre-order my book when it's ready. Just to round up, guys, I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay? Because I need to get to understand that we're being controlled by robots. And robots are flesh and blood and the emotion dead towards us, and they're completely emotionally manipulating us all day, every day, and we do it to make a living. And we accept it as being how way things are. We need to finally come up from under the robots, come out of their systems, so that we can regain control of our faces, of our voices, our bodies. Yeah, and have agency over ourselves. Yeah, and each other. It starts with the voice, the face, and the body. This is the power dynamic that's been at play between robots and black people for generations. And my question is, when will it end? When is this going to end? Is it when you start to value power and control and self-respect over money? It was saying we're doing it to make a living. Okay, so the money's more important than what? Control over self. The money is more important than us trying to reposition ourselves to give ourselves a better advantage in society. Like, we got to think about this chase for money, this survival mode, and living paycheck to paycheck is keeping us subservient to robots. It's keeping us subservient to robots. When is it going to end? Who controls who, really? Because you could say you're doing a lot of things. You're doing a lot of things, but at the end of the day, as society, who's controlling who? They're controlling you. Do you know how you know that? Because you have to do it. You can't stop. You know, if you stop, this all comes falling down. And you start stirring up trouble. And they start acting hostile towards you. They keep you subdued and pacified. And say, I will give you this nice, mild, not even warm, you know. They're not warm. I will give you this nice, mild interaction. Sometimes lukewarm interaction with you, but you have to follow the rules. And when you break them, I'm going to make your life hell. And you're not going to be able to make a living in this society. So let's start thinking about taking back our power as black people and how we can move up and come up from under their systems. Regain control over our voices, regain control over our faces, and regain control over our body. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you leave a comment. And don't come over here saying it's not that deep. It's that deep. Again, commenting rules, follow the commenting rules. You know, nationality, culture, race, gender. We'll leave it there, okay? In the world that's ever trying to change us, stay black, stay pure, and stay righteous, okay? I'll see you online.